Before I read the proclamation, I'm probably one of the few people that actually went to St. Vincent de Paul Church. We have one there. We have one.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I think it cut out.
Cut off? If not, I'll just use it. It's not working? I don't need it. As I was saying, I'm probably one of the few people here that actually went to St. Vincent de Paul Church. Now, we got one there, got one here, we got, okay, we got, hold on. Okay.
Sorry.
You know, when I was going to St. Vincent de Paul, particularly in the 1950s, there weren't that many people going to Mass at that particular time. But I got to tell you one thing, there is one person here who I recognize from going to church at that time, and that is George Ann Medicine.
Oh my God.
Now you got to understand, she was the most beautiful young lady at that church during Mass, and she still is today, but I really remember her from that time, and that goes back a couple of years. I would also mention to you one other thing, and one of the reasons that I ended up going to that church. My mother's parents were German. She was from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And she came from Sheboygan to Springfield around 1930 to go to the St. John's School of Nursing. So I don't know whether when she was at St. John's she started going over to St. Vincent de Paul or not. My parents lived right over here on North 8th Street in the 1930s. I'm not sure exactly where, but it was somewhere between St. John's and North Grand. My father worked at the International Shoe Factory, which is now the Goodwill, at the corner of 11th and Enos. And while I went to Cathedral Grade School, my mother always preferred to come over here to go to Mass. So I attended the services on a very regular basis with Father Yonker, who at the time was probably the second fastest priest in the city, next to Sacred Heart and Father Brockmeyer. And Father Brockmeyer had a 13-minute Mass. And he was heavy German, so you really didn't understand anything when you went in there, other than if Father Yonker was talking about money. And that you could generally understand. But, you know, it really, great heritage, and I think it's just absolutely fantastic that this is being done today. And on behalf of the city of Springfield, I would like to read a proclamation that reads, whereas Lithuanians began arriving in Springfield, Illinois in mass early in the 20th century, fleeing the political and religious repression, conscription, poverty, and total ban on their language in Tsarist Russia Empire, and whereas male immigrants who had previously worked in the mines of Scotland and Pennsylvania moved to Springfield, seeking jobs in Sangamon County's coal mines, and whereas the population of Lithuanian-born and their American-born children numbered several thousand in Sangamon County by 1920, and whereas in 1908 these predominantly Roman Catholic Lithuanians laid the cornerstone for St. Vincent de Paul's Catholic Church at 8th and Enos, where the congregation grew to 1,200 worshipers in 1917, and whereas 80 years later, in 1988, a daring Lithuanian singing revolution inspired 439 local Lithuanian Americans to incorporate a new club to celebrate their heritage. Now therefore I, J. Michael Houston, Mayor of the City of Springfield, Illinois, do hereby proclaim Saturday, May 19, 2012, to be Lithuanian American Day in the City of Springfield, in honor of this unique ethnic group that has become such a significant part of our heritage, and in honor of the dedication of a monument signifying the importance of Lithuanians in Springfield. And Sandy, can I present this to you on behalf of everyone?